morning. You're watching Doordarshan News and this is the news for Hearing Impaired. I am Nancy Kohli and with me is Rajni Kalra. Let's begin with the news in detail. Even as India is pulling out all stops to isolate Pakistan, it got another shot in the arm when Myanmar State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi on a state visit to India not only condemned the Uri terror attack for the second time in the last few days, but also agreed that states that encourage, support or finance terror in any way should be held to account. India and Myanmar also called for early finalization of the Comprehensive Convention on International Terror, which India is pushing for a strong global legal regime against terror. With India and Myanmar having cooperated in security matters along the India-Myanmar border, both the countries vowed once again to not allow insurgent groups to use their soil for hostile activities against the other side. Aung San Suu Kyi met Prime Minister Modi yesterday and both the countries signed 3 agreements. A decision on the GST rate was put off to next month even as the centre and states converge towards a consensus on levying a cess on luxury and sin goods. The cess would be used to compensate states for any loss of revenue they may suffer from implementation of the goods and services tax in the first 5 years beginning 1st April 2017. An informal consensus was reached at the end of the 2-day meeting of the GST Council on a 4-slab structure of 6, 12, 18 and 26%. The lower tariff will be for essential items and the highest bracket for luxury and sin goods like tobacco, cigarettes and alcohol, but a decision was put off to the next meeting. The government aims to implement the new indirect tax regime, goods and services tax from 1st April 2017. In a major setback to Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi High Court has rejected his plea to stay trial court proceedings in a criminal defamation case filed by Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley against 6 Aam Aadmi Party leaders, including the Delhi Chief Minister. The court said no prejudice would be caused to the accused by the parallel hearing of civil and criminal defamation cases. The Finance Minister had in December last year filed both civil and criminal defamation cases against Arvind Kejriwal, and the other 5 Aam Aadmi Party leaders were allegedly defaming him, sought 10 crore rupees in damages and their prosecution. Arvind Kejriwal had pleaded with the court to dismiss Arun Jaitley's case against him, but Arvind Kejriwal's plea was rejected as illogical by the court. SUM Hospital Chairman Manoj Nayak has surrendered before police at Khandagiri Police Station in Bhubaneswar. Earlier, 4 officials of the SUM Hospital have been arrested and 4 other employees have been suspended. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each for the next of kin of the persons dead and 50,000 rupees each for the seriously injured in the Bhubaneswar hospital fire tragedy. Yesterday, taking suo motu cognizance of media reports on the fire, the National Human Rights Commission has issued a notice to the Odisha government seeking a report in 6 weeks. Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda and Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan also visited the hospital and other hospitals where the victims of the Monday's fire have been shifted. The Union Health Minister said he detected serious lapses in fire safety measures at the SUM hospital and emphasized that all those responsible for the incident should be punished. The Supreme Court on Wednesday reserved its judgment on the maintainability of appeals filed by Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala against the tribunal's order of 2007. The interim order of release of 2,000 cusecs per day by Karnataka to Tamil Nadu will continue until further orders are given. Meanwhile, after an all-party meeting held in Karnataka to discuss the Mahadev water sharing, the chief ministers of the 3 states of Karnataka, Goa and Maharashtra will meet on 21st October as per tribunal's order to settle the matter through negotiations. Meanwhile, protests over the water issue continue in both the states. Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Hillary Clinton battled sharply over the issue of recession and creating jobs for American people in the 3rd and final debate that took place at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas. Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton said that rival Donald Trump would advocate for the largest tax cuts in history, while Republican Donald Trump said our country is stagnant, jobs are not growing and products are coming in from China and Vietnam. The US presidential elections of 2016 are scheduled for 8th November. With India looking at their very best in the first ODI after having already whitewashed the Kiwis in Test, the hosts will like to move the same momentum today. Meanwhile, New Zealand are slowly making this tour a disaster for themselves as they have faced 4 consecutive defeats now. It was a picturesque location and a clinical performance by the home side which led India to the 108th win under MS Dhoni in the 900th ODI at Dharamshala. It may just be another ODI in a bilateral series, but there is a lot at stake for MS Dhoni. Thailand set up its semi-final date with host India after beating Japan 37-33 in a hard-fought Group B clash of the Kabaddi World Cup. It could have been anybody's game until the 37th minute as both the teams were locked at 32. But Thailand kept their nerves in the next 3 minutes to dethrone Iran and top the group in the race to the semi-finals. Thailand captain Komsan Thongkam led his team from the front, scoring 10 points as Japan fought valiantly only to go down at the very end and finish 4th with 12 points from 5 games. Both the semi-final matches will be played tomorrow. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news. Thanks for being with us.